Have you ever considered buying a cheap mobile phone only to talk yourself out of it because you figure a cheap one can't be any good, right? Today, I'm hoping to change your thinking on this. I was given the opportunity to try TCL's 20 SE, and when I started writing my review on it, I didn't know how much this thing cost. Huge screen, decent performance, and a price that will make you ask, why do I pay more than $1,000 for a smartphone when I could get this for a quarter that price? For a phone that only costs $299, you would think that many features would be omitted. Fast charger, yep. NFC payments, yes. Protective case, headphones, USB, multiple cameras, and more. Yes, and yes. It's all here and only let down by a few things which I'll cover soon. That 6.82-inch V-notch display is bright and offers a lot of screen real estate. Color uniformity is good with no visible hotspots and just a bit of fringing around the notch. For me, I used to like large phones, and if you do too, then this will actually feel great in your hand. As it's a 20.5 by 9 ultra-wide screen, the phone is very tall and narrow. It can easily be held in one hand, provided you're okay using Android 11 gestures, which need finger orientation to the bottom of the screen. For me, I'm used to Pixel phones and the UI interface that Pixel offers. That is, swiping from the sides of the screen to go back, return home, and more. But weirdly, I couldn't find this function on the TCL. Being a software thing, I think that the UI can be forgiven, and those familiar with older phones wouldn't even notice. The TCL 20 SE has a screen-to-body ratio of 90%, and you'll never know that its display is only 720 by 1640 pixels. Those on iPhones can attest resolution is relative, and on a display device like mobile phones, ask yourself, do you actually need more expensive Quad HD displays? I don't think so. TCL has packed into this phone a software feature which makes that 720 display genuinely appear better than perhaps it should be. Called NXT Vision, it upconverts SDR to HDR and provides enhanced color calibration and some marketing hype called eye safety. Out of the box, I found the display to be a bit too blue for my liking, so a quick toggle of the NXT Vision slider and color mode to natural, and you've got a great looking display. That V-notch hides a 26mm wide camera, capable of capturing respectable selfies in either 8 or 30 megapixels, and video at 1080p at 30 frames per second. Above the notch is a well-hidden speaker, which is plenty loud for phone calls, and okay for dual speaker output. Up top you've got a 3.5mm headphone jack and an ambient noise microphone to help with those extraneous noises like wind or background music during phone calls. Voice calls are handled well by that top speaker, and not once did I have any complaints about call quality. On the bottom you've got perhaps our first budget constraint. What appears to be two downward firing speakers is actually only one. The right side in particular, which provides decent sound for media consumption. It's loud, doesn't distort, nor require cupping of your hands to get any sort of volume out of it. So whilst I might be harsh in saying that the left grille is just for uniformity and looks, TCL has made some smart choices here. Pack in the necessities, make them capable, and do away with triple speaker arrays. It works and is forgivable given its price point. Charging the TCL 20 SE is done via USB-C and its faster charger. It can accept up to 18 watts, and that 5000 mAh battery is full in about 2 hours. That's good and a feature that sometimes is left off cheaper phones. To the right side, you'll find volume up and down rocker plus screen lock, all of which have a satisfying click to them. On the left is a Google Quick Access button, meaning that you can access your voice assistant from any app. It's quite handy, and I actually found it to be more useful than I anticipated. Just above the Google button is your dual SIM or microSD-SC memory expansion tray. Now you'd need it with 128GB of onboard storage. On the back, that black mirror slab gives way to an attractive design in TCL's signature Nuet Black. A strong defining vertical bar shows the TCL logo and camera array, and to the side a shimmery finish which collects smudges faster than you can say, too late. The fingerprint reader is quick and performs well, even with sticky fingers. For a $299 phone, the inclusion of so many cameras is baffling. They're okay, in fact, if you have high enough contrast situations, bright lighting to help capture a scene, you're going to get reasonably good looking pictures out of it. But I couldn't work out why they needed 4 cameras. The main shooter is a 16 megapixel affair, which gives you good pictures and reasonable video. Put it in lower light situations like a moody IKEA faux display, you're going to get a lot of noise, loss of detail, and yuckiness that might upset aspiring social photographers. The inclusion of a 5 megapixel ultra wide is welcome, providing 1 in 15 degrees field of view. So you'll be able to flex your creative side and pack more into your photo library with this fun lens. But the macro lens, whilst impressive in its ability to pull out hidden details, is actually missing the mark due to its 2 megapixel limitation. I think TCL should have opted for a true telephoto lens, wide lens and main shooter, and dropped those macro and depth options. For me, I'd much rather better performance in low light, decreased noise and increased dynamic range. Performance for such a cheap phone is good. Under the hood, a Qualcomm Snapdragon 460 with 4GB of RAM handles most apps well. Running on Android 11 with TCL UI overlay, everyday apps like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, emails, web browsing run smoothly with no obvious signs the phone is running on lower end silicone. A Geekbench score of 250 or roughly half that of my Pixel 5, this phone costs about 1/4 of that one did. See what I mean? I keep asking myself, why do I keep on continuing paying for premium phones when offerings like TCL and others are making significant inroads on performance and expectations? Sure, high-res gaming is not something I would do on this phone, but I don't use my phone for games anyway. Also, compared to my Pixel 5 and its 90Hz frame rate, the 20 SE isn't doing anything special in this space, but again, for $299, I wouldn't expect it to. My time with TCL's 20 SE has been a refreshing surprise. Sure, there's issues here like okay camera performance, TCL UI getting in the way of stock Android, dropped frames when using notification slider, and app switching, but at $299, I can honestly forgive all of these things. It's a lot of bang for your buck. HDR display, fast charging, NFC for payments, 4 cameras, one too many. You've got a large phone that is capable in almost all areas. I would give the TCL 20 SE a try. You'll be amazed at what $299 can get you in 2021. Folks, if you enjoyed this video, please do consider giving me a subscribe. It's free, and whilst you're there, leave me a little comment, or if you've got a question, do put it down. I actually do read them. If you want to take your support to the next level, consider joining me over here on Patreon, where you get early access to news, polls, behind the scenes, and a lot more. All from as little as $2.50 per month or 60 cents per week. And as per usual, you be good and you be green.